Imagine this. It's 2 in the morning, everyone in the house is asleep, the city outside has gone quiet, and this is the moment, the only moment all day, when a certain kind of person finally exhales. The brain sharpens, the ideas come, the work flows. They feel, for the first time in 24 hours, completely and utterly alive. Then the sun rises, and it destroys everything. If that is you, or someone you know, the world has a few names for it. Night owl. Lazy, unhealthy, disordered. What the world almost never says is, there might be a reason, not an excuse. A reason. And once you understand what's actually happening inside that brain, you're going to see this pattern completely differently. Let's kill the first myth immediately. This is not about discipline. It is not about willpower. It is not about someone who just needs to go to bed earlier and stop making excuses. Every year, millions of people try exactly that. Force themselves to sleep at 10, set 6 alarms, white-knuckle their way through mornings, and fail, repeatedly, because they are fighting something that runs far deeper than a bad habit. What they are actually fighting is called delayed sleep phase syndrome, DSPS, and it is a real, documented, neurological condition that affects somewhere between 1 and 4% of the population, and up to 15% of teenagers. It is not a choice, it is a clock. Specifically, it is a broken relationship between the brain and time itself. Here is how it works. Inside your brain sits a tiny region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, your internal clock. This clock is supposed to sync with daylight. When the sun rises, it triggers a drop in melatonin, your sleep hormone, and you wake up. When the sun sets, melatonin climbs, and you get sleepy. That's the system working correctly. In people with DSPS, that system is shifted, not broken, shifted. Their melatonin doesn't rise at 10 or 11 at night. It rises at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So when the rest of the world is getting drowsy at midnight, their brain is in the equivalent of mid-afternoon. They are not refusing to sleep. Their biology has simply not given them permission yet. And this is where it gets interesting. Research by chronobiologist Till Roneberg at the University of Munich tracked the sleep patterns of over 65,000 people and found that human sleep timing isn't randomly distributed. It falls on a genuine biological spectrum, what he called the chronotype. Some people are genetically early, some are genetically late, and the late ones, the true night owls, have measurably different circadian rhythms, not weaker character. But here is the problem nobody talks about. The world is built for larks. School starts at 8. Offices open at 9. Doctors book morning appointments. And the cultural story we tell, early bird gets the worm. The morning belongs to the successful, quietly hammers into night owls that they are fundamentally failing at something basic. So they spend their lives apologizing. For being tired. For missing things. For being half present in a world that keeps insisting they should simply want to be awake at the wrong time. The cost is real. Chronic sleep deprivation from forcing a mismatched schedule doesn't just cause fatigue. It elevates cortisol, the stress hormone. It suppresses immune function. It degrades memory consolidation and emotional regulation. A night owl dragged through a 9-to-5 schedule for years isn't just tired. They are running a permanent biological deficit that compounds quietly, invisibly, across everything they do. But here's what the lazy narrative completely misses. Strip away the enforced schedule. Let a true night owl sleep when their biology allows, say, 3 in the morning until 11, and something shifts. Productivity climbs, mood stabilizes. Creativity, which research consistently links to the looser associative thinking of later hours, surges. The problem was never the person, it was the mismatch, and there's a layer underneath this that matters even more. For some people, the night isn't just a chronotype, it's a sanctuary. Day is noise, demand, performance, social expectation. Night is when the world stops asking things of them. The introvert, the anxious, the deeply internal person finds in the dark hours something the day never offers: permission to simply exist without interruption. The quiet isn't absence, it's the thing they've been waiting for since they woke up. So if this is you, hear this clearly. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not failing at being a person. Your clock runs on a different setting than the majority, and the majority has built the entire world around its own schedule and then called that schedule correct. That is a social arrangement, not a biological law. The most creative, prolific hours of some of humanity's most original minds, Darwin, Kafka, Marcel Proust, who famously wrote most of his life's work between midnight and dawn, belonged entirely to the night. You don't need to fix yourself. What you might actually need is to stop measuring your biology against a schedule you never chose. If there is any flexibility in your life, remote work, freelance hours, late shifts, use it. Protect your sleep window the way a surgeon protects their hands. If you have to operate inside a fixed schedule, light therapy in the morning and strict darkness after sunset can gradually nudge the clock. Melatonin taken at the right time, not at bedtime, but hours before your natural sleep onset, has real, documented effects on shifting the rhythm. These are tools. Use them. But use them to optimize your life, not to punish yourself into conformity. The night is not a disorder. For some people, it's just home. If this one landed somewhere real, do me a favor and subscribe. This whole channel is about the quiet patterns most of us never get the words for. And drop a comment. Are you a true night owl, or did life force you into one? I want to know. I'll see you in the next